everybody. Welcome to week 18, and today we're going to learn about domain, range, and functions. So right here is I have a standard domain, range, and function worksheet, the one that we're going to be working on this week. Here you'll see what we call ordered pairs. These ordered pairs have a domain and range, and we can determine if there is a function or not in the sequence of numbers. First thing I'd like for you guys to do when you see these ordered pairs is mark them as your x and y coordinates. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if I look over here at 6, comma 2, if you could see that, I want to put x as number 6 and y for number 2. Now, my number x is my domain, and my y is my range. Now, where do we get these x and y's from? These x and y's are there because this tells us what axis we're going to plot those points on a coordinate plane, which I'm going to show you later. But first step, we got to go through this sequence. So if I look at these two numbers, I know that if x is 6, I'm going to put it in my domain, just like that. And that's how you answer these. Now the range would be 2. 2. Okay. That's my first set. That's really all that there is to do for this. That's how I can determine that. Now, if I continue to go through the sequence, I can notice there's a pattern here. X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, and so on. If it's helpful, definitely mark your domains and ranges across the sequence here, as I'm about to do now for you. X, Y, X, Y, and Y. So in total, I have all the sequences here, all these ordered pairs that can belong to my domain and range. Now, let's start first with the domain. So that means all of our x numbers. I have 6, 4, 1, 2, 7, 10, 5, and 3. And that is my domain. Okay? Those are the numbers that I'm going to find my points on the x-axis. For my range, I have 2, which we already have, 5, 8, 7, 8, 9, 9, and 9. Now, how do we determine the function of these ordered pairs? Well, we have to look at our domain. Basically, the question that I'm asking is, are there any numbers in x that repeat itself? If I look, I have no similar numbers that actually repeat itself. Therefore, yes is your answer. This is a function, okay? Now, if I move on to number 2, I'll show you what a function does not look like. That's the word for it. So again, I know my domain is my x, and I know my range is my y's. So I'm going to mark those now. X and Y, X and Y, X, Y, X, Y. And it sounds redundant, but this is very important for our understanding, especially if we have trouble with plotting these points, because then at least we could go back and refer to which ones are X and which ones are Y, so that when we do plot our points on a coordinate plane, we'll be able to determine just where we made our mistake. So if we look at domain, I have 12. So I'm writing all the numbers in X's. 1, 4, 5, 5, 17, 11, and 1. Okay. As for my range is all my Y numbers, which is 12, 2, 1, 5. I'm sorry, 12, 2, 1, 12, my apologies, 2, 1, 12, and 2. Okay, sorry for my mistake there. So as I look at where I sorted this out, I look at my domain to determine if it is a function or not. Do I have any repeating numbers in the domain? Well, if I look, I have 12, 1, 4, 5, and then 5 again, okay? They don't have to be next to each other. They could be anywhere in the sequence, okay? They could be anywhere in the domain. But if the number repeats twice in your domain, that is not a function. So your answer would be no, okay? Now, what do I mean by this coordinate plane? Well, I'm going to show you just what that looks like now. So if you notice, these are ordered pairs, as I explained earlier, that can be plotted on a graph. These could be plotted, and you guys should probably know how to do that by now, but I'm just going to show you as a refresher. If I look down, just for example, if I look at number 5, okay, I'm going to actually pull up my hand-drawn coordinate plane here. Let me see if I can squeeze this in here. Okay. Get the light going a little bit better there. Right there. Okay, we'll try that out. There we go. Okay, my first ordered pair is my x would be 2 and my y would be a -1. Once that loads, there we go. Come on. Sort of, kind of. Let me show you this first. Okay. You know what? Actually, I'll write out number 5 on this page here. So number 5 would be 2, comma, -1, 3, comma, 2, 5, comma, 4. We'll do 3 points because then the rest would be up to you, the plot for your assignment this week. So if I look here, maybe I should draw it a little bit better here. 2, parentheses, -1, 3, comma, 2, or 5, comma, 4. Okay. I know all my numbers on the left are always going to be my domain. So here are my x's. Here are my y's. Okay, I made myself a little table here. And that was a cool little trick that my teacher taught me when I was younger. Is to separate the numbers and make sure you divide them as your domain and range. Now I could plot these points. That's what I was trying to explain to you a little earlier. Now we get to see it in action. So I have my x-axis, which is my range, from top to bottom. That is my y-axis. My x-axis goes across. So that means first I should always start on my x-axis. And that first number will be 2, okay? So if I start on the 2, I need to go up to y, which is -1. So actually I'm going down to y right here, -1. So if my x is 2 and my y is -1, I would plot my dot right here. And that's what you got to draw. That's what I'm expecting, okay? Same with this one, 3, comma 2. My x would be 3. So I start on the 3, but this time for my y, I got to go up to 2. So starting on the 3, count 1, 2. Boom. Just like that. Okay. Notice how it's nice and in line there, sort of, kind of, not really. But I'm doing my best to just show you. So again, I have my x at 5 and my y at 4. So starting on the x, on my 5, I have to go up 4 for my y. So starting on 5, go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Woo! That, my friends, is how you plot your ordered pairs on a coordinate plane once you find your domain and range. And then just connect the dots. If I had a ruler and we were in class, this would look a lot neater, but I appreciate your patience. Now that's only 3 points. I'd like to see the entire sequence graphed, okay? And the entire sequence graphed, please, so that you could see how your line goes across. Now, there's another way that we could solve for functions, which is called the vertical line test, and we'll be more on that next week. But until then, this is how you solve your domain, range, and function and graph them on a coordinated plane. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Until then, make every day amazing and never settle for less. Take care. Bye-bye.